All right, what are the doshas? So this is actually something, once you wrap your head around this, which is so simple yet profound, it's really the entire basis that everything about the Ayurvedic system evolves around. So just recapping, Ayurveda is based on the 5 elements, like we already mentioned in the previous video. If you haven't watched this, I encourage you to go back and just gain a little understanding of the general overview of Ayurveda. But there's the 5 elements, which is water, fire, air, ether or space, and earth. And so these 5 elements combine together, like one with another, into 3 different doshas. Dosha is a Sanskrit word and it can be translated into something like body, mind type. So it is something like your genetic blueprint, basically, from this Ayurvedic point of view. So those 3 doshas are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Now, it might sound overwhelming at first, but like I mentioned, if you wrap your head around the simple things we're talking about right now, and if you're going to delve a little bit deeper into this, and we're going to do some work on your Ayurvedic body type and how to balance yourself to thrive more, you will 100% take those self-healing tools away with you and be able to, create balance on a daily basis for yourself, again, just based on those doshas and their qualities. So let's talk through those doshas. So we have Vata dosha, which is comprised of air and space predominantly, or air and ether, predominantly air. So Vata dosha has all those qualities that we associate with the air and space element. So it is light, it is mobile, it is changeable, it is irregular, it is rough. That's Vata dosha. That are some of the Vata dosha's qualities. Then we got Pitta dosha, which is predominantly fire. It's combined fire with water, but predominantly fire. So, and again, it's got all those qualities that we would associate with the fire element. So that is hot, pungent, spreading, light, things like that. Sharp, acidic. That's, yes, those fiery qualities for Pitta dosha. And then Kapha dosha is comprised of water and earth, predominantly earth. And again, the associated qualities would be heavy, dull, slow, grounded, cold, things like that. Now, we have all of the 3 doshas and therefore all 5 elements within us, but in different proportions, which means that one dosha may be more predominant within us and our characteristics physically and of our body, our mind, emotional state, than another dosha. For example, I am a more Vata Pitta dosha or Pitta Vata dosha, and my Kapha is not as high. So, for example, how Pitta can manifest in the body or in your mind, Pitta people are quite, steadily build muscle easy, and they're fiery. And that when they're in balance, they would be very passionate and driven and sharp thinking, very like go, ticking the boxes. That's a typical Pitta person, knowing what they want, my way or the highway. That's this fire element manifesting within us. Then on a body, like I said, you're moderately built, you're sort of a medium size in both ways. Pitta has sort of luscious hair, well circulated skin and so forth, but then out of balance, things like skin irritations and inflammation are a sign of excess heat, of too much fire going on in our body. So that's where we can see that Pitta dosha is in there a little bit more than it normally should be. Then Vata dosha, for example, which I said is air and space. So that can manifest in your body and your being and your character and who you are. As Vata people are usually the creatives. They go with the flow, this air flow, just starting something and having probably a million projects going at once, but not necessarily being so keen on finishing them because something else that sparkly has already caught their eye meanwhile. And Vata people can be indecisive and then their bodies, sorry, from a physical point of view, Vata people would be rather thin and either very short or very tall, have a light complexion, light hair, thin hair, dry skin. Again, this dry, airy qualities manifesting in the physical body as well. And on the other hand, if vata was excess too much and therefore out of balance, things like anxiety, like a disrupted digestion, like skipping meals and so forth, a lot of stress impacting you quickly, that's a sign of vata dosha being out of balance or being up this little bit too high. And then lastly, we have kapha dosha, which I mentioned is the predominantly the earth element. So kapha people are rather very grounded, calming, loving people, the carers and the caretakers of humanity and of their loved ones. They are those that rather take their time and go at a slow and steady pace. They are rather strong built. They have thick lips, bright big eyes, cool and damp skin, moderate circulation, and so forth. When out of balance, kapha people tend to be a little bit kind of lethargic, or you may lose your motivation here and there and do things a little bit just slower, and emotionally it could be things like jealousy coming up and so forth. Also physically out of balance, it might be things like depression or weight gain. So when we come to, I hope that already made a little bit of sense of that's what I mean by simple yet profound. It's simply based on circadian rhythms and nature's laws and nature's 5 great elements. So if you can bring yourself back to, thinking of fire, not the physical fire, but the fire energy and its qualities, and that leads you to pitta dosha, and that then leads you to what pitta dosha may be responsible for, or what the symptoms of pitta dosha may be, and vice versa with all the other doshas. On another note, so what I didn't mention yet, I said before in a different video that Sanskrit words can't actually be translated into a single Western English whatever language word, and that's because Sanskrit language has, I think it's about double the amount of letters in the alphabet, which makes it the sacred language. And I could keep going on about this, but from a logical point of view already, having double the amount of letters, we just can't translate it into just one word. So you always find that's why Ayurveda means the knowledge or the science of life. So it's like a whole sequence of words, right? Which also makes Sanskrit very, very philosophical, because it leaves a lot of room for interpretation and going really deep with the meaning of things and sort of broadening out the limitation of words. But that's a fully different thing. So anyways, kapha energy, that's where we just I'm going to take it up again where we left it off. Kapha means basically that's the energy of lubrication and structure. Kapha is that which holds, which also says a lot, that which holds, yes? So it's grounding, it's heavy, it's slow, it's dull, it's moist, it's wet, it's cold, yes? That's all those qualities, that which holds. And then you can think of where you see that represented in your body, in your life, and so forth. Pitta means it's the energy of transformation, and it means that which transforms. So due to the fire, for example, acidity in our stomach, so the digestive region, especially our stomach, is the center of pitta in our body, and there's so much more to it. And meanwhile, vata is the energy of movement, and it means that which moves. And that actually where does movement start? It starts with our thoughts, right? It starts right in our brain, which then, we think about lifting this right arm, and it starts here, and then we're sending the signals through the nerves into the right arm before it actually lifts. So that's the first movement. That's then initiating more and more movement. Yeah. And I'm just going to stop it here. And I hope you got a basic understanding of what Ayurveda is. Keep referring back to this video if you like. Like I said, it's really helpful. Just, build up on your foundation. So familiarize yourself with the 5 elements leading into those 3 doshas, vata, pitta, kapha. And that's what everything else is building upon. So if you are interested in learning any more about this and want to really delve into this a lot deeper and see what it personally means to you, and how what your constitution is, and how you may be able to naturally, just through dietary and lifestyle adjustments, balance yourself better for more thrive, more feel good on a holistic body, mind, emotional level, then do get in touch with me. I've got a few online courses coming soon, but for the really deep and nitty-gritty work, get in touch. And I do one-on-one personal programs with people. I'd love to connect with you, answer any questions. So yeah, leave feedback, comments, questions in the box below, or get in touch. And I hope to see more of you soon. Thanks for tuning in.